never loved anything else.
I love Willow, and this experience has been phenomenal.
Alone at last.
I feel like I learned a lesson, which is, at least in this universe, or maybe in any television universe, the characters all have to be really, really messed up on some basic level.
I'm going through some changes.
Well, welcome to the world. Things happen. Don't you think I'm going through a lot?
Not like me.
Oh, what? So now you're special? You're a special boy. With chains and stuff? Why do you have chains and stuff?
Willow, please. Get out of here.
Oz, what is it? What's wrong?
They have to have something inside of them that's really dark and will lead you down unexpected paths. Otherwise, you don't know where to hook into them, because that's the part of this show that I think most people relate to, is that nobody's perfect.
I like you. You're nice, and you're funny, and you don't smoke. Yeah, okay, werewolf, but that's not all the time. I mean, 3 days out of the month, I'm not much fun to be around either.
You are quite the human.
So, I'd still if you'd still.
I'd still. I'd very still.
Okay. No biting, though.
Agreed. A werewolf in love.
I would say there's usually 3 or 4 different times in a season when something major shifts, and usually somewhere within the first 10, something pretty dramatic will happen. Usually again around 16, and then usually again at the end of the season.
It's horrible. That's me as a vampire. I'm so evil and skanky. And I think I'm kind of gay.
It's not planned that way, but it's just sort of the rhythm of a 22-episode arc, which is you can do your fun placeholders and your standalone episodes, but unless things are sort of majorly shifting with the characters, I think people will lose interest. So it was the right time.
Good luck. Try not to kill people. Hands! Hands!
The whole notion of, men who are beasts is a real theme in our show, and it's something that I've really always sort of, raised my hand to write, not because I think men are beasts, but I think that there's a part of male-female relationships there's a real tension that between the desire to be, in a committed, loving, safe union, and to also just run wild and to run free.
Sorry.
No. I knew, you jerk. And you sat there and you told me everything was fine? And that's as bad as...
I know how it feels. I remember.
Oh. So, what, this is payback? I had this coming?
No, it's not.
Because I thought that was behind us. And you know what happened with Xander? It doesn't compare. Not with what you and I had.
Not with whatever you've been doing with her.
To me, it's just such a strong, such a strong metaphor. And it's no secret that horror films and like werewolf stories and many, you know, cliches of the horror genre are all about sexuality and kind of the feeling of having to sort of keep that repressed. And when it comes out, it's a beast, it's a monster.
For a minute there, I thought you might actually play rough. Sometimes you have to, you know? To keep what's yours, sometimes you have to kill. How about that? The sun's almost down.
You know, Wild at Heart is the same kind of idea taken to the next level, which is, you know, Oz meets a woman who's the same as he is, who has that beast at the core of her being.
I can't say I'm surprised you didn't go through with your little hacks. You don't have the teeth.
You don't know what I have. You don't know anything about me.
I know what you love. I have his scent on me right now.
Don't touch her again.
There's an attraction there which is beyond rational thought. And when it comes out, it really destroys everything around them. To me, it's just a real story. It's a timeless story. It happens in people's lives constantly. You know, this thing happens that makes you feel out of control.
Hello?
Hi.
What are you doing?
Going.
No? That's your solution?
That's my decision.
You know, this one, the first one, which I think was New Moon Rising, and then the last one where Oz leaves for the final time are all, to me, about that. You know, whether you can control that beast, and if you can't, how sad it is.
The main story arc for season 4 is really all about growing up and growing away and growing apart. And everything that we see in season 4 feeds into that. Willow grows apart from the main body of the group by virtue of meeting Tara and becoming more and more involved in witchcraft. And that's kind of a subworld off on its own.
Because we had lost Oz, we wanted to put a powerful new relationship in Willow's life, and we weren't positive if we were going to go straight up, that it, you know, make it a sexual relationship, or whether we would just play it as metaphor, which we did at first, you know, with the spells and whatnot.
It's complicated. Why complicated? It's complicated because of Tara.
You mean Tara has a crush on Oz? No, you... Oh. Oh.
The relationship between Willow and Tara was something that we were always very kind of careful with, but it came about very naturally, and it was very subtle because it came about naturally.
Do you like cats?
I'm more of a dog person myself, but I'm not like death tall cats. Why?
Because I was thinking about getting one.
Can you have one in the dorms?
No, but this would be a sneaky cat.
That would be cool. You mean it'd be sort of like a familiar?
Actually, I was thinking it'd be sort of like a pet.
One of the reasons we introduced Tara was that we no longer had a Willow. Except Willow had become so strong. We didn't have somebody completely vulnerable who would not know how to, you know, deal with something chasing her.
I can't talk about this.
But there's something to talk about? Are you two involved?
We wanted, you know, to have a young girl running away from floating monsters because, again, that's, you know, sort of iconic.
I have to go.
Because she never said anything to me like that. We talked all night, and she never... Oh, stop! Is she in love with you? Tell me, is she? Run.
We knew that we were looking for somebody to become Willow's Willow, somebody who would remind Willow of what she used to be back when she was too shy to speak up for herself. And you know, Tara was that person.
What's up? You okay?
We were talking and he changed right in front of me.
Now, in this wonderful TV universe, everybody ends up being best friends again. You know, in real life, you know, a lot of times you drift further, but these folks stay really tight. But we wanted to definitely test those relationships.
This thing looks pretty good, considering you drove it overseas.
Wow, it broke down outside of Mexico. And I traded my base to have it fixed in garage. I shouldn't have come back now.
Things were so simple then, and now they're not. Nothing is simple. You know, friendships aren't simple. Sex isn't simple. You know, even the institutions of power and authority aren't simple. You must question everything, and that's sort of what season 4 is about.
I missed you, Oz. I wrote you so many letters, but I didn't have any place to send them, you know? I couldn't live like that.
There were hits and misses in the sense that, you know, there was, that, like as I've said before, there were things that people don't respond to, and I've read scathing, you know, hateful things about season 4. But I think that, you know, it reminds me of being in college. It reminds me of how completely exciting and painful and ridiculous and, you know, overwrought college was in a different way than high school. And so ultimately, it is that insane experience of being given your freedom and not knowing what to do with it and trying to find your identity amidst all of that. It is that. And so on that level, it's one of my favorite seasons.
No candles? Well, I brought one. It's extra flamey.
I couldn't have asked for a better arc or, you know, growth. I've been able to do everything. And that's the gift about this show, is that it's not just sort of one generic, like, this is okay, we are only doing one thing here. You know, there's just, you never know what to expect. You get the script, you get to be funny, you get to cry, you get to, you know, be scared or be scary. You know, it's amazing.
Tara, I have to tell you.
No, I understand. You have to be with the person you loved.
I am.
It really is the whole journey. It's been the greatest years of my life. Being able to do my one true passion on such a brilliant show with brilliant people, and it's just, I can't say enough.